Que paso amigos, I am Bandito. I had a video ready to be uploaded about the drop rates in Mayhem 4 versus Mayhem 10. However, I was too slow on the draw and Gearbox had been on the roll updating things lately, and they decided to fix the Mayhem 10 drops 1 week after the Mayhem 2.0 update. I had put a lot of time into that video and was a pretty sad boy, but after achieving post-nut clarity, a sudden realization came to me. All that work was not for nothing. So, using the results from my planned comparison video between Mayhem 4 and Mayhem 10, I will be bringing a video about just what is the Mayhem 10 drop rate in comparison to the old Mayhem 10 drop rate and Mayhem 4 drop rate. So for the original video, I farmed the obese ragemonger known as Warden 100 times on Mayhem 4 and 100 times on Mayhem 10. I chose Warden because I wanted a good boom sickle and a good plague bearer. The boss is also pretty easy. However, my peanut brain did not consider that he has the immunity phases and his enemies stick around even after he is dead, so they can be a real pain in the ass. Nevertheless, I prevailed. For the test, I noted the legendaries that were dropped, the amount that were anointed, and Warden's dedicated drops. His dedicated drops are the Sickle, the Freeman, which I had honestly never heard of before, and the Wagon Wheel. And for Mayhem 6 and above, he also drops the Plague Bearer. Without further ado, here are the results of 100 runs on Mayhem 4. So on Mayhem 4, we got 156 legendaries, 82 of which were anointed, 14 of them were sickles, 9 were freemen, and 8 were wagon wheels. This means 53% of our drops were anointed, and 20% were dedicated drops. I'm kinda surprised at how many dedicated drops we were actually able to get. On the old Mayhem 10 drops, we had 149 legendaries, 83 of them were anointed, 7 of them were sickles, 9 were freemen, 4 were wagon wheels, and 10 were plague bearers as we are above Mayhem 6, and they can now drop. 56% of our legendaries came anointed in the old Mayhem 10, and yet again, 20% were dedicated drops. Even though there are more drops in Mayhem 4 than the old Mayhem 10, the two were really close, so I assumed that the drop rates were actually the exact same while they were glitched. Now we are going to see the Mayhem 10 drops after the hotfix. To be honest, the chart is all you really need to look at here. Yep, the hotfix definitely worked. For one, the legendary drop rate nearly doubled. The anointed drop rate went from 53% on Mayhem 4 and 57% on Mayhem 10 to 67% on the new Mayhem 10. However, it does not look like the increase accounted for dedicated drops, as only 11% of drops were dedicated. They didn't say that dedicated drops were going to be touched, so it was kind of expected, to be honest. I would say that this update was a success. Mayhem 10 is now fully operational. Still didn't get a solid boom sickle though in my 200 runs. So overall, I give the developers at Gearbox an L. For legendary shit. Later, Pendeos.